Hey guys, welcome back. This is SirClud. We're playing Ocarina of Time. Last time we finished up the Fire Temple, expanded our magic meter, and made it up through Zora's domain, so let's just go ahead and continue our little exploration. So one thing I did forget to mention is, last night while I was at school, so with my school I go to, they have you take a religion class, which is fine, but sometimes the teacher who teaches my particular class just goes off on tangents, and so last night he started talking just about some tangent with how something has blessed his life, and started telling a story, and this story started going on for over 10 minutes, and I don't have exactly the longest attention span on Earth, so I decided, why don't I kind of just mess around, and one thing I ended up doing was just estimating just how much parts through this should be, and it's like based off of each temple taking about 2 parts, except for probably Spirit Temple will just take more, and just how long each area usually takes me. We should be finishing Ocarina of Time sometime around April 20th. Oh gosh. If my last episode was literally on 420, I would love that so much. I'm not a pothead. Just letting you guys know. I make too good of brownies to be a pothead. But in all seriousness, after Ocarina of Time, so I should... So if that is the case of April 20th, the minute I finish recording Ocarina of Time, I do plan to start immediately recording my next project, which I've been planning on for longer than I knew I was going to do Ocarina of Time. Back when I was doing Pokemon Green, I knew what I wanted to do after that, but it was a big enough project that I didn't want to start it immediately. But yeah, I should start recording Split Second episode of Ocarina of Time, and so I'm estimating probably the next one will start about April 10th, and if we go ahead and just announce we'll be doing Harvesting the Magical Melody for GameCube. It's a fun game, you guys can look forward to it. Oh my gosh, someone's home. I get the feeling I'm about to be yelled at. So, while we're here in the Ice Cavern, let's go ahead and get serious for a moment. I need to go ahead and just talk a little bit about myself for those who are curious. I am about 20 years old. I am from Utah. I'm actually very surprisingly, well, not too surprisingly, someone who, am I going the right way? Is a very shy person in real life. Actually surprises people when they get to know me because I am very, very hyperactive when people get to know me, but up until then, like in my classes, I'll just be sitting just like by myself in my little corner, don't talk to anyone, just silently taking notes. We need to empty out our bottles real quick here. You'll see why in a second, but another thing is, I'm actually someone who has a severe problem with anxiety. I'm Milka 7 years old, by the way. Pretty much, I'm actually someone who can get psyched out by anxiety and wound up having severe panic attacks probably about 3 or 4 days a week. This blue fire, it doesn't seem like natural music. Why am I telling you guys this? So one of the things that really actually inspired me just to kind of start doing this and keep going is, when I have anxiety attacks, one of the things that can help calm down late at night is I'll just go and watch like all Nintendo Caprice on Fighting the Great Mighty Pooh and a few other favorite moments from stuff, and it just helps distract me and calms down the anxiety, so that is actually very nice. And yeah, probably let's see, how did I first come into contact with LPing? Back when I was a junior, I bought Phantasy Star Episode 1 and 2 off of Amazon for GameCube years after just borrowing it from my friend, and I don't know. I was pretty impatient because shipping decided to be slow and it got lost in the mail, and I just wanted to kind of have an idea of how to play it better because, I don't know. I was good at Phantasy Star Portable 2 and whatnot, but Phantasy Star Online for some reason I sucked at. Mostly because I never knew about the missions you could get from the counter. But I decided to go look up some gameplay videos of Phantasy Star, and the only one I could find out was really great was one by Gospel EXE, which was a Let's Play, and at the time I hated the whole Let's Play thing because I thought it was annoying just to hear people talk over games, but after that I became much more tolerant and then didn't really become a huge fan of the genre. There's a gold skull around here somewhere. Did I get it? And so, the next time I really got into the genre, which really promoted it, is when I would, shortly after I graduated from high school, I decided to get Harvesting and Friends of Mineral Town off of Amazon, and while I was waiting for that, I was just listening to music and kept seeing videos from another Let's Player named Molten9, and I just had to watch that while I was waiting for the game, and it just really got me into the whole thing, and so I watched a lot of videos, somehow got into Chugga Conroy and all those guys, and yeah. I don't think everyone's great at what they do, right? There are some people who do drive me nuts. For example, I can't watch geez, what was his name? Oh. There are some people like who play mismatched games, and like, you know, so for example, Josh Thomas, we folder AC or whatever. I can't really watch him play stuff like Pokemon or some other stuff just because he whines a lot when playing some games. Doesn't quite get the genre of some games, but other games he's fine at. Like, his Animal Crossing videos are fun. And actually, I'm one of those people that's very guilty. It's like watching someone play a game and decide that's what I want to buy and play, and but actually, what are some games that I've purchased because I've watched other people play them? Hi phone, I'll deal with you in a second. What are some... Let's see. From Tumult 9, I ended up buying The Sims Busting Out on PS2. I got The Herbs on Game Boy Advance. Okay, Harvest Moon I was watching before I bought before I started watching. That's why I started watching. Sugar Conroy made me get into Okami and Okami Din. Small also made me get Field of Magic X by X. Although I got that game for free. Oh, come on, I know there are other ones. I just have to think of them. Katamari Dynasty actually got Game Grumps. Watching the Game Grumps is one of the best things on earth. If you haven't watched Game Grumps, go watch them. They're morons, but they're some of the funnest people on earth to watch, to be honest. It's a little painful at times to watch Dan and Aaron play through games like Pokemon. Love Aaron to death as a person, but dude, you suck at Pokemon worse than any person probably should. No offense. Still watch all his episodes though and laugh myself to death. A little disturbed at the whole D-Club thing, but who isn't? Let's see. How did I get into gaming? So, me getting into gaming was actually one of the funniest things on earth. When I was about 3 years old, my mom wanted to drive all the way to California, which we live in Utah, so this is about a 2 or 3 day drive. And so, it's me at 3 years old, and I have 2 older sisters. So one's 6 and one's 9 at the time, and here you have pretty much 3 small children in a car for, gosh, who knows how many days, and you want to pretty much... Oh, this is actually the funniest thing. Yeah, it's that simple. So my dad didn't know what to do because he knew we would drive him nuts while he was driving, and so he was talking with my aunt, and she's like, well, why don't you just get him Game Boys? I'll just keep him occupied and make him shut the hell up. So my dad goes and gets 2 Game Boys for my older sisters, and then decides to get each of us a game. So for my oldest sister, he got Yogi Bear's Gold Rush because she was obsessed with Yogi Bear at the time. Or I'm really dating myself here. He got my other older sister Kirby's Dreamland. I don't know why. And then he saw the sword. With one exception, the Zoras are now... One sec. Are sealed under the thick ice sheet. I managed to rescue the Zora princess from under the ice, but she left to head for the water temple. This ice is created by an evil curse. The monster in the water temple is the source of the curse. Unless you shut off the source, this ice will never melt. If you have courage enough to confront the danger and save the Zoras, I will teach you the melody that leads to the temple. Time passes, people move, like a river's flow, it never ends. A childish mind will turn to noble ambition, young love will become deep affection. The clear water surface reflects growth. Now listen to the serenade of water to reflect upon yourself. So anyway, while my dad was looking for a game for me, he saw just a game that had a shield and sword on the cover and thought this would be a great game for a guy, for a boy. And so, at 3 years old, my dad gave me The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Yeah. What's actually more disturbing than that, I actually managed to beat it at 3 years old. I have no memory of this because I was so little, but I somehow beat it. I probably played it through to death for months on end, but whatever. And then didn't really get back into gaming until I was about probably 5 or 6 because my mother was still in college when she had me. Like, she had me at 30 when she was 33, but she started going to college after my dad graduated from dental school, and so because she was at her classes a lot, she would just leave me at my grandparents, and my cousins were there too, and so my grandparents bought an N64 for their basement, including like Super Mario 64 and other games. Is this way out? I think so. And that's really what got me even playing games, was just I was over there so much, and I just play a lot of Super Mario 64 with my cousins. Eventually my parents got me Nintendo 64 with Super Mario 64 and Pokemon. I did have a Game Boy Color by then, like with Pokemon Yellow, and still had Link's Awakening. I got into Zelda when I was about first grade, and yeah. Wasn't ever the best decision on my parents' part to let me get into games. I remember the first year we had the N64 compared to the Game Boy. My parents didn't exactly care that I had the Game Boy because I could at least play that outside, but the N64 I was cuddled in the house until at first they were like, you can only play an hour a day, and I remember that lasting about a month before one night while playing Ocarina of Time I stayed up literally all night playing, and they decided, screw it, I can just play how much I want. I never stopped! Yeah. Not the best decisions, but what can you do? Can't change back the clock. Let's go, Philip. Not the right song. I want to go get fairies first. Hold on. No, I hit B. Why did that click accept? Okay, evidently I'll go get fairies off screen between episodes. So next time we'll be tackling the infamous water temple. You guys can look forward to that. See you next time.